Welcome to another version of Dudes After Dark. It's your host, Tony Lane, with Garage Beer. But you know what? We're all about layers of entertainment here on the Dude After Dark. Like I said, beer, barbecue, beards, bourbon, all the things. But don't worry, we got more layers than that. Did I mention we also do giveaways? Every month, all kinds of cool stuff. Sometimes even some Garage Beer merch. So tune in, enjoy the show. We love to have each and every one of you a part of us. Let's get after it, shall we? Dudes After Dark with Garage Beer. Cheers. Let's go. Let's go indeed. Good freaking evening, everybody. Boy, get juice for Friday. I start literally mentally preparing at 12 o'clock. I wake up. I'm like, it's show day. Thursday night, can't go to bed because it's the day before the show. And I tell you what, I'm excited tonight. We got some really cool stuff to give away. We're going to get to that here in just a minute. We got our end of the give back giveaway we're going to go over. But everybody, just glad you're here with us tonight. Thank you so much. As always, another Dudes After Dark. I'm your host, Tony Lane. Here is my Garage Beer, and here it is going down my throat, as you'll see every Friday night. Whew. Right to the core. That's what I'm talking about. You know what else I'm talking about? My homies. Let's get down to it here tonight. Editing a couple things here on there. Save and fix. Bang. We'll get our hashtag. First, our man out of Turlock, California, as I catch him in mid-puff. As he tries to, I hope he don't start choking on it because I'm going to key him up right on the way. A man that just ground up some zesty anything bagel and put it into some duck and goose breast, and by God, it was a beautiful of an idea. I love this man. I love everything about him. Even though he is from California, I love that he's out there living it up, setting the tone, trying to save it. And when we take it from it, it sure as hell is going to hell. We're going to the last living strand of hope for the state of California, John Z. That was a little aggressive.
Hey, no, I did the last strand of hope.
Yeah, but that's a little aggressive for California. There's some other good people out there.
There are definitely a lot of good people out
Race
there.
is out there. He's going to hold down the fort.
Right. My
Cindy,
boy Colin's out here. Nate's out here.
Yeah, Nate.
Marco's out here. Solid.
You guys didn't deserve that. I bundled you guys. I'm sorry.
It's all right. We're used to that from everywhere else.
Yeah, I know. But anyway,
hey, welcome to Friday night, everybody.
Yeah. What's up, last strain of hope? Yeah, I'm doing great. I'm ready to give some stuff away. I did love
that,
man.
Though, by the way. B. I hit B for that.
All right. Yeah. Nice. Hit B, everybody. Damon, make sure you hit that B button. We'll avoid the private chat. So, speaking of the name I just said, coming out of this great Kakalaki Southern Edition, the Southern Smoke Fried, swagged out, sensational smoke
segment
soothsayer. A man that wears glasses that block out the sun, night, day, any time of the day. You know why, Johnsy?
Why is that?
Because the sun never sets on the badass. Out of South Carolina, Damon Kite.
What's up?
Marty McFly version.
There he
What's
is.
Happening? Hey, that's What's happening?
You know what, dude?
Hey, I'm so cool, man. I have to wear my sunglasses at night, man.
You're cooler than the other side of the pillow, my man.
Yeah, man.
Hey, what you are what the other side of the pillow wishes it was.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Damon, how the hell are you?
Good, man. How y'all guys, man? Shoot. Enough of them shenanigans.
Yeah.
Hey, how was your week, fellas?
Great. What do we have for dinner tonight?
I have not eaten yet.
Yes, because it's only like 3 o'clock there.
I know, man. You need to start bringing your meal at the start of the show. We can all guess what you're eating.
It is 6:05, and I've been intermittent fasting and losing weight because I got a little heavy when I stepped on the scale and didn't like what I saw.
I am in the same boat, and this garage beer is, thank God it's light, but I've been cutting these out during the week, I must say.
Yeah, I've toned down on a lot of stuff. I stopped drinking coffee because I like really sugary creamers and stuff in there.
Mm-hmm.
And so I start my day with citrus water, fresh squeezed lemon and lime in there, which is really good for you.
Yep, that's right.
And or kombucha. Everybody knows, you know, we love them buchas. We're fermenting fans here. And or if not, I have an energy drink that I drink that's all natural, blah blah blah, vitamins, good stuff. None of that BS.
There we go.
I hear you, man. So, good job, man. Good job.
Yeah, I've been feeling great, dude.
I've been feeling a lot better. No BS like garage beer and Troubadour spice blends.
Right, exactly. Or the Zab.
Or the Zesty Anything Bagel. Or the Messer Woodworks. Or the Cotton Gin Smokers.
That's a fact.
Which I think we got some stuff to give away, boys.
I think so.
But real Damon, what'd you have for dinner? I didn't get to know your dinner.
We went out. We had some takeout from the little junk.
Man, we're all in the same boat.
He doesn't even want to say. He doesn't even want to say.
No names, man. I don't even want to rep that restaurant.
Oh no!
The appetizers and the drinks were good, but
half off.
Applebee's? Was it Applebee's?
Close.
TGI, baby. TGI.
Close. I mean,
I need them Chili's baby bag ribs.
Yeah, it is.
Barbecue sauce.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, I don't know why they keep making food, but the appetizers are great.
So look, if you go there and you order their honey chipotle crispers, then you don't have to worry about it because it's a chicken tender covered in one of the best sauces I've ever tasted in my life.
But the thing that was the thing. We ate chicken tenders this week, so I mean,
I know, but everybody goes there and they order like the fajitas or some special thing, hoping that they taste good, and it still tastes like quick serve food.
The chicken bruschetta pasta is good.
See, the one that hurts me, but I always go because my wife loves their chicken gnocchi soup, is the most fugazi Italian. And you guys know I make my own homemade pasta, but you know, every once in a while I got to go to the OG for the happy wife, happy life, folks. Happy wife, happy life.
Sometimes you got to do that, man. But like I say, man, I ain't I ain't about the meals no more. We just go straight appetizers and drinks.
Yep. Dude, I just did like a box of penne pasta, like a jar of Alfredo with.
Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, great.
I'm sorry.
What's up, Edward?
Oh, I just caught up. Edward, what's up, dude? Robert, Tommy, T.
But yeah, I just did some Alfredo basic jar sauce, add a little bit of whipping cream to it. And then put some of Tina's European blend and some of my Zab, that Zesty Anything bagel. And that was for a basic ass little meatless meal. That was a good one. That little whip, just like it just goes to show you, a couple little ingredients can really make something pop.
Dude, a couple ingredients and one or two little techniques you learn somewhere can elevate a meal.
If you know how to work with dairy, if you know how to work dairy, you can do like everything. Yes. So
I'm here for it. Let's go.
Yep. We are so let's give away our stuff here before.
Yeah, I was about to say, like we got some. We got stuff.
We got three things to give away. We can bust through the three things real quick. Let's go ahead and do that.
Yeah,
I know.
It doesn't have to be real quick. It doesn't. It doesn't have to be real quick, you know.
Yeah, I guess we got until we see him pop up in the studio in the back. We got time.
There is zero time for any jarred Alfredo. By the way, to that one comment, I will not accept jarred Alfredo.
Why is there a pineapple in the middle of this thing?
Because it's all for Jonesy.
No,
I ain't man.
I mean, I love pineapple and I like cooking it with certain things. But if you are putting that stupid fruit on a pizza, then get the frick out of here.
That's what I
I
was looking
know,
for.
I know, I know, I know.
There's a good easy. I mean, box pasta if you want to get real easy. But we just posted a video on how to make fusilli. Johnsy did that over on YouTube, so go check out our YouTube channel.
It's super simple, man. It really, really is.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that video is. There's no gimmicks. It's sped up so you get the gist without it being
Mhm.
20 minutes
Yeah.
long or 2 hours, 2.5 hours, like these guys said to wait for some Alfredo one night. But you know,
Yeah,
whatever.
it was longer than that, man.
Shut your mouth.
It was longer than that.
3.5 hours, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
All right.
I will redeem myself, and you guys will be amazed.
I mean, I'm waiting. I mean, I'm hoping
Wait,
so.
I
no,
was
hey,
amazed.
hey, look, we ain't
Hey, we
giving
were
away.
amazed now.
We ain't get. I know you were. I know you were. We ain't
I ain't
giving
mad.
away free pasta. We ain't talking about. I appreciate the rep to the video, and definitely go check out the YouTube page.
Yeah.
What the freak's going on around here, man? We got
What
pineapples.
happened?
Now we got burgers.
What happened?
I don't. I'm out. It's up to y'all now. I'm gonna try and catch up.
Hey, Robert. Hey, I know you're new here. I think so. Good evening. Good evening. We have a lot of new. We're
Hey,
gonna have a lot of new faces here tonight. So I ask every of our current brethren. Let's go ahead and let's give away our first thing here. Let's go ahead and do it.
All right. So what's going to be the first prize?
Well, let's say we're gonna do the charcoal chimney last.
That's right.
So the
dude.
first one
No
was
way.
what
I'm
was
sorry.
Let's do the coast. You want to do the coasters first?
yeah, do the coasters and bottle opener. He said he threw in a
Mhm.
bottle opener. So
Yeah.
Randy
He
did
did
open the
say that.
Randy
We
did
will.
open the email, so I think we're going to be all right.
There.
All right, go ahead and spin it. Let's go.
This is for the bottle opener and the coasters.
Everybody watching, if you
Look
want
at
to
all those
enter, we are
entries,
giving
man.
more stuff away. So, all
All right.
right,
Yeah.
new
Preston
winner,
Elmore.
new
Preston
winner.
Elmore. 301. Preston Elmore
Okay.
301.
Tony,
All
you
right,
writing that down?
yeah, I got that
Okay.
down. All right, go ahead.
Congrats,
All right,
man.
next, it's going to be the Randy's complete set of shake. So there's like
3,
No,
2.
no,
12 of them.
Troubadour.
No, that was for Sunday. Remember, we did this one on Friday.
Whatever. Go.
Remember, it's Shake the Love for Steve
Oh,
Shaker
that
because
is.
we gave away this, the Troubadour on Sunday.
That was a clippable moment.
All
All
right,
right.
Cattery Gibbs. Hey,
new.
we
There
got some
it is.
new
Hey,
blood. I love
almost
it.
new
I love
blood.
it.
Let's go.
I
Let's
love
go.
it.
All right, now this is
Love
the
it.
one. Everyone's like glad they haven't won yet.
Yeah.
Is this the one
Right.
everybody wants? The Cotton Gin's charcoal chimney. This thing's like worth like
Dude,
over 100 and I think the custom. I mean, this thing's probably like $200 if you wanted to get one with your logo on it. A Dude
I-
Network Cotton Gin Smokers charcoal chimney. Spin it. Let's go.
Let's go.
I hope my name's in. Did we put our names in?
My
Damn
name's
it.
on there 4 times.
Yeah. Come on. Come on.
Who's this? Oh my goodness,
All right.
3 new winners.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Boom.
That's funny. Maria, aka the Wandering Cook. So
Wow.
Let's
that'll get
go.
featured. That'll get featured in some content, I'm sure. But all right. We did not. We will be giving away Troubadour Spice Buns 5-pack variety pack tonight. We're gonna let our guests pick out the hashtag for that. But we're here to laugh, not just give shit away. Because I'm ready to
Right.
party. I'm
For
ready to
sure.
send it. I am in hashtag full send mode. That is not the hashtag. But all right, a man that started out life pretty accomplished. Had a big brain, got into the Ivy League schools. Became an investment banker, probably dominated Wall Street. I bet you he was one of the ones that threw small people onto bullseyes wrapped in Velcro.
Right.
Guarantee you.
The movie Wolf of Wall Street was probably loosely based on
this guy probably was the Wolf of Wall Street. But after 10 years, over 10 years, he's like, this shit sucks. I'm out.
I want to do something cool.
Because I want to make people laugh, not cry. Right. What? Basically, I'm going to guess this guy's returns sucked. This guy got like 5% returns every year, and they've let him go. But a guy that's been in the podcast game since before 2018, when this podcast Ready Set Blow was featured on Boston Podfest 2018. So this guy's known a thing or two. A guy that's absolutely hilarious. He's a headliner. He can do it all. Randy Valerio.
What up, boy?
Oh,
what's up, bro?
I didn't know there was a fucking gift giveaway. I got to put my name on that wheel. I screwed up.
It was last week. You can get on this week, though. We got you this week.
Yeah. Hop on this week. We got you, bro.
I should put merch giveaway. I got a whole bunch of stuff I can give you guys to give away. Actually, I had a buddy give me 3 pounds of marijuana at a show last week.
Shit. Let's give away some.
I guarantee you that 99% of the people.
I don't know if we can. I know you can't sell it, but I can give it away in certain states.
Just pack it with some like powdered detergent. It'll be all right.
Oh, I mean, I'll go in hot. I've mailed weed internationally before. Am I admitting to a crime? Perhaps,
allegedly.
But I won't tell you when it was. The statute of limitations have passed.
Yeah, it was at least 30 years ago.
What's up, fellas?
What's up,
Randy? Thanks for joining us, man. The man that made it possible.
Hey.
Rage and Pillage.
Thank you, buddy.
He's like the feeder system. You know, we watch his shows to see if the comics are funny, and if they suck, I ain't in that.
That's fair. He's a good guy. Where are you guys all located, man?
California.
All right.
I'm all in the great state of Ohio, man.
What about you, Damon?
Oh, yeah, from South Carolina. I'm sorry, I was doing something over here on the other side.
Yeah, he's got 95 windows of Pornhub open, looking for that right moment.
Now you got me out, man.
He found your
So that's what I'm having to do, man. I'm trying to make sure everything clicks up before I share a screen here.
He's trying to get set up for after the show.
You know? Yeah, this is the after show I set up.
He's in his.
He's actually sneaky. That 3 pounds of marijuana, he's actually eating it right now, like cookie crumbs. Underneath.
What he's doing is he's reporting us to the FBI.
Yeah.
May or may not be a Fed.
There's a story that we're still ironing through. We did catch him in the
jaywalk once,
and we got it on film. So it is now entrapment. It is entrapment.
It happened. Shit's on video.
You got it all on video?
Yeah.
For later.
So you're out of originally the Bronx, right? No, Queens.
Queens, New York, baby. So
didn't mean to offend. Jesus didn't mean.
It's all right.
I'm not trying to get stabbed. His name ends with a vowel. I know I should watch what I say.
Well, the biggest insult is when because I live in Los Angeles now. Although at the moment I'm in sunny Idaho.
Shout out California
for the weekend. But nice. In Los Angeles, I'll meet other New Yorkers or proclaim New Yorkers. I'll ask me, where are you from? I'm from New York. Oh, where? New Jersey. I'm like, that's not fucking New York.
New York,
right? New York proper is the 5 boroughs. Actually, the 4 boroughs, and it's Staten Island. No one really counts that one.
Yeah.
I'd be really from Staten Island.
Staten Island sucks.
That's where most of the cast of Jersey Shore is from. To give you an example of the reason why Staten Island doesn't.
That would right there.
That would do it.
Suck it, Jersey Shore. Another reason that show was worth a shit.
I'm actually.
I'll tell you what, season 1 was pretty good. There was a lot of fist fights. Heavy drug use. My kind of show.
Yeah.
Dude, toxic relationships. That got reminded of like every single relationship you were in the first 10 years of dating.
Oh my god!
But the whole part about we got a situation. I just wanted to punch the dude right in the face.
Oh well, yeah. Turns out he was the one that ended up getting in the most trouble. The one who actually got from all that, dude, is Paulie D. Shout out to Paulie D. The guy, he makes like 20.
The only one who has like a normal
as a DJ, but as a DJ, he makes the most money out of all of them. I mean, he literally makes like $20 million a year just from his Vegas residency alone.
Right.
That's wild, man. $20 million, and he's probably.
Could you imagine?
a lot.
What do you think his IQ is?
I don't even know what that means.
I don't. That's not even like a real life. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you were a banker once. You probably know the drill.
Yeah,
I never made, dude, if I made $20 million, I wouldn't be talking to you lot.
Hey, thanks a lot.
You wouldn't be
my wiener touched.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
You certainly wouldn't be in Idaho at the Best Western, man.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I think things took a turn.
So, hey, we've made a bunch of jokes about it. I gotta ask. We gotta know how do we make the transition from investment banker to I'm just gonna rock the world with my comedy?
Yeah. So, and I heard Tori talking shit before I got on about my 5% returns. My returns were good.
Actually, I'll take that.
Hey, we're good with.
I work in the industry. I accidentally sent you like my industry by oopsie in the Instagram. I was like, shit.
Yeah, no. I did that for like 10 or 11 years, man. And it was, I was working 80, 100 hours a week.
Yeah.
What I was actually doing was buying and selling private companies. So like, stuff that's not traded on the stock market, but there's some pretty big private companies out there, and we did well. But dude, I was just getting burned out, and I always loved comedy. And a friend of mine was a comedian in Boston, and he introduced me to Jeff Dye, who I tour with on the road now. And both my friend Chase Abel, and my friend Jeff were like, "Yeah, you should give it a shot." Once I stopped working, because my plan was to just take a year off and go travel and then get back into finance. But I went and did an open mic, and I bombed my balls off real bad. But
let's go.
But it was exhilarating. So I was like, I want to keep doing that. And I
seems to be a common theme with comedy.
Oh yeah. Well, dude, you either go one of two ways as when you start out as a comic. Either like your first show is great because you kind of catch that lightning in a bottle, or you just
then your next couple suck, or you.
Oh yeah. No, everyone goes through the period of sucking. I mean, no one's ever got on stage and just killed it from day one. I mean, because it's just so hard.
No one. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the worst is too, and I've seen a lot of young comics do this. They'll like have their friends come out to their early few shows, and their friends will laugh at anything because it's them on stage. So they like give them support. It's like, I got this. And then once like their friends stop coming around, they're going to shows. They just bite it for a long time. And so I did the opposite. I didn't tell anyone other than the people in the comedy scene in Boston where I started. Like my family didn't know I was doing comedy until I was like 7, 8, 9 months in, and no one came and saw me perform until I was like a year and a half in. So like no one I knew, like I would perform for strangers. I don't want any sort of sympathy laughs, but I also don't want to embarrass myself of like, that happens. I've seen 1,000 male comics just they'll bring a girl to a show like, oh, come to this comedy show I'm on, and then they'll bomb. And that girl will never talk to him again.
Yeah, no one wants to date the loser, man.
Like,
this is, we've had a lot of comics on, and I think this is the best advice we've ever gotten for someone.
Right.
Like, go find like some dirty ass bar, hop on stage, throw out some funnies, see what happens. Yeah,
that's how I did it, man. And I just stuck with it. Like I was doing 2 shows a night for my first 3 years. Because I started comedy in Boston, and they have a big scene in Boston, and the town is so small you can get around to a lot of shows at night. Yeah, man. So shit. My first year, there was probably 300 straight shows where I didn't get a laugh. But eventually, you start. I think the first laugh I got was a show on 420 of 2017. So I'd been in comedy 7 months at that point. That was 8 months. That was my first laughs.
That's crazy, man.
There's that one stoned asshole didn't know what was going on.
No, I actually had a good set. I thought I was like, what happened here? And I think I just like, all right, but thank God somebody actually taped it. I still have it. So I was like, all right, whatever I did in that set, I'm gonna keep doing it that way from now on.
Oh man,
that's cool awesome. Though. You got an archive like that.
Yeah, man.
Everyone's like, I'll just say I'm 37. I'm still waiting on getting people to laugh too. So
yeah. We're just jealous. That's all.
I try to get my kids to even freaking laugh. I can't even tickle them good, man. Like, I mean, Jesus,
man. I don't know, man. I know when they tickle kids in Hollywood. I'm not into it.
Yeah. They're mine. Everyone wants they're mine biologically. Not
what? How long y'all been doing this show?
We have been doing this. Well, I've been doing lives for about 3.5, but Dudes After Dark is 2 years old now.
Yeah, about 2 years. Yeah,
about 2. Okay. Yeah, it like started like end of COVID, but still COVID was a thing stage.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. I started my podcast like 3 months after I started comedy. So you can go back and hear me say some dumb shit for years. I mean, there is an endless amount of material on the internet to end my career. And I'm kind of taking the Donald Trump approach of if you just put a lot of it out there, no one can get you, you know?
Yeah, right.
Hey, solid strategy.
Put a lot of shit out there, they can't really cancel you, you know?
Yeah. There's too much going on. Yeah, I love it. It's beautiful.
It's like
beautiful
he
strategy.
keeps popping up. There's nothing we can do.
Every week I say something dumb. I mean, 2 weeks ago, I was talking about on my podcast. I'm not going to say his name again, but that high school player with the unfortunate last name. I'm sure you guys have seen this meme on the internet.
Oh yeah.
K-N-I-G-G-A.
Oh yes,
Kanega.
Yeah.
His name is Kanega.
Kanega. The K is not silent.
Yeah. It is, isn't it?
No, if the K was silent, you wouldn't be saying his name.
Yeah. But no, it's
Kanega.
Yeah, it's Nega. Kanega.
If the K was silent, you would not be saying his name.
Isn't his first name like Owen too?
No, it's Noah.
So yeah.
That dad knew that, man.
He knew.
Probably when he saw how big he was. Imagine he's like, man, this joke is not funny anymore, man.
Oh, dude, I bet all the black players in the locker room love it. They die laughing. You know?
Oh yeah. What's he like? He can't help it. Like,
it wasn't his choice.
Yeah, we gonna beat him with a bar of soap because his dad named him that. Well,
whoa. Oh shit!
That probably happens. Yeah,
I was joking around with a buddy. I was like, could you imagine, like, in a few years' time, when the guy's like 25, he's like, this name is really embarrassing. He goes to a court, because you have to go to court to get your name changed, and he tells the judge, I want to change my name, and why? And then he says his name. He's like, okay, what do you want to change it to? He's like, just add an R at the end.
This is why you're in Idaho.
That is so
poor Noah.
Okay, hey, it's official. It's official. Right there it is.
Hey.
I just
as far as we're concerned, we're free.
I just bring up the comments. We read everything here.
So what are you guys giving away earlier, man? Spice blends? You guys big into the barbecue? What are we into here?
We're big foodies here. Big foodies.
I was going to say, all I heard is these three dudes talking about food. I'm getting hungry.
I know, man. Yeah. We gave away like some spices, a charcoal chimney, and like some coasters and bottle opener. And actually, we need to give away more seasonings tonight. We need a hashtag. So you want to come up with one?
A hashtag for seasoning?
Yeah. Like so.
No, a hashtag for giveaway.
Yeah, for a giveaway. Come up with a hashtag. Anything you want. Oh boy.
Give me a
easy. Okay. Within
that might be the best hashtag. Hashtag oh boy.
Remember that whole full send thing? Like send but not full.
I'm not gonna let me marinate on that. So which one of the three of you is the better cook? The best cook?
Damon.
Are you like in the smoker competition?
Look at his wall. Those are all championships on the wall back there.
Yeah, I get it, but
what do you compete in, Damon?
I hand roll my own fucking pasta dough.
Yeah, Johnny does do his own pasta.
All right, my kind of guy. And what are you into the grill?
I think we all do three different things.
Yeah,
like really top out. Like he's probably more of the barbecue guy. John's is more of like a organic, like
everything
take it from the garden to the table, and I cook poor people food good.
Poor people food good.
Hey, that's the Prince of the Poors.
I do like casseroles and skillet meals and like oven cooking.
Yeah, you make the best Chef Boyardee.
Yeah, but I can make it like not suck.
You're a master of the Foreman grill.
Oh no, he's got smokers. Hey, he's got the blue Burke. Don't you question?
Got the blue Burke. I know how to barbecue. It's just like my most recent way of learning how to cook, so I'm not at that level.
I got a buddy, Dave Williamson, who's like I think he still opens for Burt Kreischer, but he was doing a tour where he was playing smokehouses and barbecue joints across the country, and he was like on with a trailer with his smoker. the guy would cook those giant tomahawk steaks and all that shit. It was so good.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe the dedication because he would like get up in the middle of the night to start prepping this shit. And I'm like, dude, I'm a fat ass, but I'm not going to get out of bed to cook. You know, like I'm a fat boy at heart too. I like myself a big bowl of pasta and some steaks and whatnot, but I'm not waking up before the sun's up to get a meal ready.
Oh man, it's terrible. It's really bad when you got to go into the night and it's like 3 and you're just like you're taking like half-hour naps, waking up to go like put another piece of wood on the fire. That's misery. That's misery. Because you're like waking up like a REM cycle every time. You're like, God.
The first time I cooked a brisket, it got down to like, I don't know, 27 degrees, and I just stayed like dry humping the firebox, feeding wood every 20, 30 minutes. Not because it really needed it, because it was so damn cold outside that it just constantly kept cooling all the fucking steel. And my wife woke up at like 6:30 as I was walking in, finally putting it to rest. And she goes, "Man, that smells good." And I go, "It's not fucking worth it."
And look at you now, though. Look at you now.
It's so worth it. It's so worth it.
Randy, what do you like to eat, man? I mean, dude, like, so you've been in, I mean, you got about any kind of food you could possibly want, and now you're out in California where about any kind of food you want out there. What are we going after, man?
Yeah, I'm not actually Italian. Everyone thinks I'm Italian because I'm from New York. My father's actually from the Dominican Republic, so I grew up on like peasant food, you know, rice and beans and roast pork and stewed goats, things like that. So I love that kind of stuff. But I'm you know, back when I had a lot of bread as a banker, I used to go to fancy restaurants and all this. So I've had all different types of food. I don't like calling myself a foodie because I think that term is stupid. We all like to eat, but I've learned that I feel like peasant foods just across the world, man. If you have to cook something low and slow, it just tastes better. You know, like tougher meats, any food that takes time seems to be the best tasting food.
Right.
You know, you slow cook a stew or some chili or something like that. I love that stuff. You know, like I said, I like fish stews. Anything, you know, like I said, roasted meats. When you roast out a whole pig for 8 hours, 12 hours, that's the kind of stuff that I'm really into. But I'm not a picky eater, man. The only thing I don't like, dude, and fucking weird as hell, peanut butter. I hate peanut butter.
Really?
Yeah, I like peanuts. I hate peanut butter. I don't know what that's about.
I don't know either, man.
I don't know. I think maybe I was molested with some chunky Jif or something. I don't.
Like neighbor kids like hold you down with the dog.
Yeah,
I mean, what happened, man?
Maybe eat peanut butter on his butt crack. I don't know.
It'll be all right, Damon. Right. It'll be all right, Damon. Come on, get through it, bud. Damon's not making it.
I don't like beans, and literally the entire world.
All beans?
Yeah, so I like lima beans, green beans, jelly beans, and Boston baked beans, and the last two are candy. That's it.
I like it. Yeah, dude.
I've met one other person like me, and it's my niece's daughter. That's it.
No beans, huh?
Yeah,
no beans. We can't even have real chili around this guy.
No,
well, it's not real chili.
So he's just eating meat. He's just eating like bolognese sauce, just tomatoes and sauce.
Yeah.
See, he gets it, dude.
Texas bolognese. I'm not arguing.
Texas bolognese. That's what you call it.
For everybody.
No, I don't call it.
For everybody
that.
That's not on board with this. For everybody that's not on board.
Chili. It's called chili.
Texas bolognese for chili.
Texas,
all right.
Yep.
No, that's just the. Hey, whatever. I shouldn't have said anything.
It's not a chili if it doesn't have beans.
No, it is a chili if it doesn't have beans. Beans were added later after chili was invented.
Did you look this up? I don't know the history of chili.
Oh, Johnsy.
Well, we're all foodies here.
This Johnsy.
There we go.
He gets a little fired up. You gotta feed him some peanut butter every once in a while.
Hey, to be truthful, I don't know if that's a fact. I just threw it out there.
I was going to say, I was like, but like with him, like, I don't know. Oh man! All right, so
I might have read it somewhere.
Like foods that I like because living in LA, most of the people in LA are not from LA, you know, and all the time, man. You know, I hang out with a lot of East Coast people out there. They're like, oh man, you can't get good pizza here, or the bagels suck. And I'm like, every time I'm like, guys, we live in California. Eat what Californians eat, Mexican food. Like I don't go to Japan looking for their their tortellini. Like it's a weird thing to get pissed off about, dude. I'm not in Chicago. Like I wonder how the fucking dolphin meat is here. It's like, of course they don't sell the shit here. Like you get that somewhere else. Like if you're like eat what's local. Like when I'm in New York, I have Chinese food and the bagels and the pizza because that's what it's known for. California, you get the Mexican food or Texas Mexican, right? You're in Florida, you have good Cuban food. Eat that. Don't fucking what I want isn't here, and I don't like it. It's like, yeah, of course not, man. Not everywhere you go is your house.
Yeah, it's like you want a crab cake, get it at Baltimore.
Yeah,
it's the only place worth paying $20 for a crab cake at.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm down with it.
Yeah, because they really are different.
San Francisco has
and I'm going to come out and
seafood.
say it. When Baltimore people get offended when other people call it a Baltimore crab cake, like they have every right to be offended because it is not even close.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the thing. You want to eat locally, but it's just funny that like people travel and then wonder why the place they went is not like the place they left. It's like, well, this isn't like the place yeah, it's why you fucking left. Like,
yeah, I get that, man. I never. It's always been a peeve of mine. When you go on vacation with a group of people and they're like, "Let's go to Applebee's," I'm like, "What the fuck did we go on vacation for?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Why am I paying extra to live to go to eat at Applebee's?" Like,
yeah,
man,
exactly the same place.
Alabama. Can I go find some ribs? Like, god dang,
yeah.
It was crazy.
I had friends who wouldn't leave a resort when we were down in Mexico, and I was like, "Oh, I'm going to get real food. I don't need to get."
Right.
If I get one more wet eggs from this buffet, I'm going to kill myself. Like I'm.
I mean, it's wild, man. Damon, what are we doing down there, man?
So I don't. So we need the giveaway hashtag, Randy.
Oh yeah, we are halfway through.
I like hashtag. Oh boy.
There it is. Oh boy.
Hashtag. Oh boy.
Hashtag. Easy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Hashtag. Oh boy.
And it has to be in a comment by itself.
Yes.
All right.
Yep. Here we go. Finally got an example. There we go. All right. Let her rip, Tater Chips. Thursday, Eastern Time, midnight. You got until then. 1 entry per person, not 1 entry per house. So work between the gray areas right there. You know the drill.
Do you guys broadcast every night?
No, Friday and Sunday. Maybe one day if this continues to be above mediocre.
Here's hoping, buddy. That's why we're trying to book illustrious guests like yourself.
From the best Western in Idaho. Good for you.
Hey, man. Hell yeah. Better than the laundry room.
Dude, I remember during the pandemic, I was doing my podcast over Zoom like everybody else. And I had a buddy on, and he was traveling. He was going across the country, and he was staying at a friend's house. And the only place you can do it that they weren't in was literally in their bathroom. So he's sitting there with his phone, and you see like the shower curtain and like the soaps and shit.
It's rough. Hey,
boy, the pandemic was a tough time.
You got to do what you got to do,
right?
Man.
Yeah.
I mean,
dude, I had to do Zoom comedy shows during the pandemic. You know what kind of nightmare that was? The worst, dude. You just look because you couldn't hear anybody laugh because they'd all be on mute. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to hear me speak.
Right.
So the only way I knew anyone was laughing, I have to like look at the thing and like wait for them to stop laughing. Like, all right, I guess this is the time to launch into the next joke. It was so weird. It was. I mean, I've never been a heroin junkie, but I gotta imagine that Zoom as a form of methadone was terrible. Like it just did not do the trick, dude. It did not do the trick.
So speaking from knowledge,
you seem like, is that a question? Speaking from knowledge,
I haven't experienced Zoom enough to relate it to that, but that makes me really laugh.
Well, it's kind of like this, but with less funny people on the air. And you see, it's actually kind of interesting because you get to see a bunch of people's living rooms, and like they're interacting. Like,
yeah, but that can
have an argument, but it's on mute, so you don't know what they're arguing about. It's kind of Oh yeah, I didn't see any domestic violence.
Okay, so when
it's kind of like chat roulette without all the masturbating,
dude? Hey, yeah, that is.
You guys remember that? Remember that moment in time?
That was a scary place. Scary place. Hey, so fun fact: we went to. You guys might not know who this is. badass rapper out here in California, Andre Nicotino. We went and saw him again for his birthday down in Fresno. And then we went back to the hotel. My buddies are telling me about chat roulette. You know, I was way more of a partier, didn't spend time on the internet anymore, all that. And not since the AOL days. Anyway.
Oh, the glory days.
Right.
God, anything went, man.
The originals.
Yeah,
When you
just
go
send me
into a
some
public
photos.
chat
I don't
room on
care who
dial-up
you
internet.
are. Just send me photos. of
Dude,
something.
and hey, it didn't matter how tough your skin was. Something shocked you that night.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, because I remember like I mean, it was out like within the week of it being out. The like lurking masturbator was a common problem. Like every third window was just a guy sitting on his couch cranking one out. I couldn't understand. It was like
sometimes
a effort.
If
was
you
there
got
like
in
a
the
chat
right,
room I didn't know about, where they said, "All right, let's all go on now and start masturbating." So
right, and if you got in the right algorithm,
guy.
some of the second ones would just be like balls or some other bullshit. It was terrible. It was terrible.
I wonder, there might not have been any conversations at all ever had on chat roulette. It's literally just people flicking through and looking at other people doing stuff in their living room. Weird moments, dude.
That's great.
Dude,
That's
it was
great.
the most wild.
I never did that. I will say I never did.
It was the most. Hey, it was a wild. It was like literally the Wild West of the internet, straight up.
Yeah, well, you know what it kind of reminded me of? I mean, you guys are old. You guys all seem like you're old, 30 and over at least. So you guys all remember dial-up internet in the AOL we were talking about.
Oh, yeah.
It was kind of like a public chat room, but with video. Remember that? Like,
exactly.
Where it wasn't one-on-one interaction where you just like went into a room with 20 strangers and were like, "Hey, what's up?"
Yeah, it was like, "What the? Where did I go?"
It's like that. But if everyone had a camera on, you're also looking at each other. Because back then too, there was a lot of that ASL. Remember age, sex, location?
Oh yeah,
a lot of the cybering, which was sexting before sexting was sexting.
So many dongs.
Johnsy knows about it. Johnsy looks at the kind of guy he knows all about that.
It definitely wasn't my screen name, but it's cool. It's cool.
What was your screen name?
I went by Firkin Fox for a long time.
Firkin Fox.
Yeah.
Was that like your Dungeons and Dragons name?
Yeah, Johnson.
Yeah.
Am I that readable?
Tony Lane. Tony's waiting for him to say no, and he's not saying it.
I can't. I still have pretty high level characters in D&D. Just saying.
I used to
look. My poor wife experienced World of Warcraft with me for like 9 months. And there was this one night where she looked at me and she goes, "Are you going to get off that game anytime soon?" And I go, "It's been like 45 minutes. Get off me." And she was like, "No, it's been like 4.5 hours." And I looked outside, pitch black. I'm like, I can't do this again. I'm not a child. Like,
I never got. I
was a gamer from way back.
There's nothing wrong with being a gamer. What I found funny was like tracking it all in notebooks like that. I couldn't believe it because I remember like fantasy football when you had to track it like that.
Yeah. Right.
Who the fuck? I mean, at least we had like an Excel spreadsheet, but like, who had the time? Like,
bro, there were games of D&D that took like a year.
Oh yeah.
Any game that
look, you're talking to a guy who has written his own one-shot D&D campaigns where it's not like a year-long one. It's like one that could be done in a few weeks or a month or so.
What is the end of a D&D
nerd.
game? How does that work?
Huh?
How do you figure out the end of a D&D game?
Yeah,
you write a story.
Okay.
Listen. You guys are from the 90s. You guys grew up in the 90s. You remember the Choose Your Own Adventure novels?
Yeah, of course.
It's exactly like that. But you just make it all happen.
Okay, I thought when you beat it, you had to type out your like rendition, like an essay at the end. I'm like, what the?
No. It's all planned out.
Is it term paper due at the end of the game?
It's all planned out in advance, but there's every once in a while you'll throw a little flair in it, like make it worse than you wrote it out or what. I don't know. I don't know the recipe. Okay, I watched it in the documentary.
Do I want to walk around the pond or walk through it? John's like, I want to live. I want to walk through that damn pond. Next page. Yeah. Turn to page 38. Yeah. You died. Like,
Oh no, it wouldn't have been that simple. There would have been a lot longer process than that.
But
you were pretty good, man.
You were the guy that wouldn't walk around. You never took the safe route, were you?
No, and I also played Magic the Gathering card games, so get off of me.
I studied like baseball stats like it was like obsessed. Like we all had them things like I could tell you like someone's batting average and who had how many like game hitting streaks at any point in time in the season as a kid. Like I just I guess that was my Magic the Gathering, man. People looked at me like I was like autistic.
I had a buddy on my podcast last week, my boy Jamario. I was asking him, he's got a 16-year-old kid. 16-year-old son. I'm like, how's that going? Oh, he's like, oh, it's great. He's a real smart kid, man. I think he's autistic. I was like, what? Because his kid was smart. He was like, hey, he must have autism. I'm like, that's really, that's your son, man.
It is possible that he could just not be dumb,
Yeah, maybe he's just a smart kid. He's like, no, he has to be autistic. He reads for leisure. But wait a minute.
Some people like that.
Welcome to 2023.
Some people read
that is hilarious. That is
dude.
hilarious.
Speaking of reading, I used to. You mentioned those choose your own adventure books, man. I'm such a sore loser that I would actually like read ahead in those books and see which path was the better path, and then go back and pick. So I ended up reading like 6 endings of the book at once.
Why do you think I wrote my own D&D adventures?
Yeah, like I don't like that ending. I want to go this other ending.
I'm way too competitive to just die on the trail somewhere.
I mean, we talk about some random ass shit on this show, but adventure books was not on
that was not on the list.
Not on the bingo card.
On the bingo card. No.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I love it. I'm not mad at it. Damon, I know you got some stuff here for us, don't you?
Yeah, man.
You're working on it. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
All right. So we got Randy. We got video segments here. We got commercial breaks. We're trying to look like your podcast, man. Your podcast. I'm actually kind of bummed you're not in your podcast studio because your studio is freaking badass.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah. My buddy Mike, now the super producer, has a great. I book out of him his second floor studios. Check him out if you guys are ever in LA. If you guys are ever in LA, I'll have any one of you on. Happy to have all of you.
Hell yeah, let's send it.
I mean, that's only 6 hours away from me, so I'm just saying.
Only 6 hours? Oh, yeah, you'll be there tomorrow. All right. I won't, but,
Very good. Johnsy, get down to L.A., man. I know you love it down there.
I was actually born in L.A. or L.A. area.
What part of California are you in, bud?
I'm in Turlock, Central Valley, like an hour and a half between Sacramento and Fresno. Directly
God's country.
East.
Better known as God's country.
Right. Yeah.
Dude, there's more going on in Alabama than in that part of California. Everyone thinks California, like, oh, LA, San Francisco. Most of the state looks like Kentucky. Like it's fucking.
Thank you.
It is a sea of red with 2 little blue dots.
You heard it here first. A New Yorker sprung his roots all the way to LA is preaching the gospel here, folks.
Dude, that part of the people, the shows I do out there, I've done Fresno, I've done Sacramento, always good crowds. I mean, they like to have a good time. That's the thing about like
shit like
you go to LA, you do a show in LA, everyone's got something better they could be doing. No matter where you are, there'll be people at the Academy Awards and like, there's something better I could be doing than this.
Even if they don't have something better, that's how they
act. Yeah, exactly. But in Fresno, when there's a show, everyone's at the show. Like there's
the party, dude.
Yeah, well, it's their night out. They treat it like you come out on a Friday night. It's what they're doing. What are we doing tonight? We're going to the comedy show. That's what we're doing.
Right.
Like, that's the event. Whereas, like, I've been at comedy shows where the lineup, like, they'll be waiting. I'll be up and then they'll be waiting for Jeremy Piven after me. Like, oh, he was on Entourage. I'm like, but he's not funny. Like, you're all waiting for that guy. That guy stinks. Like all the other comics that are good.
Like, he's not funny.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like actors sometimes suffer. They believe their own bullshit. Like I've been in LA almost 4 years now. It's like, oh, I'm funny on the show. I'm going to be funny in real life. I'm like, a writer wrote that. You didn't write that. You performed the funny word somebody else. You know, like, they start to believe that they're as funny as their character. It's like, no. That character is written by somebody else. Like,
and not just somebody else.
You're a flesh puppet for the writer.
Yeah, and they have teams of writers for those shows.
Oh yeah.
Teams.
Oh yeah.
Teams of writers.
Hey,
Especially
Entourage is like, that was my favorite show. To this day, it's my favorite show of all time.
You know what my favorite part about?
I don't watch the last season because the last season was a total blah. They ruined it. I mean, they had to do it because it was probably under contract. They had to do it last season, but you could tell. But the first like 4 or 5 seasons of Entourage, I bet I have watched tip to tip 10.
You know what my favorite part about Entourage is?
What's that?
The Day in the Valley.
It showed the rest of the world that what the rest of us knew about the real Bob Saget.
Yeah. So true story on this.
Dude,
my wife
is
like
an epically terrible person.
So my wife did not watch shows like Entourage at all.
Okay.
And when Bob Saget died, she came up to him, she goes, "Man, Bob Saget died. Can you believe that?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah, I can." She's like, "Why? He was young." I was like, "Because coke and hookers is what he did like his entire adult life." She goes, "No." I was like, "Holy shit! How did you not know?" I was like, "Bob Saget was one of the biggest coke heads. Like, he was snorting coke off prostitute snatches and stuff, man. Like, he didn't give a fuck. He just went for it." Sorry,
it seemed like a fun guy to party with.
When I saw him on Entourage, I was like, I want to hang out with Uncle Bob.
Absolutely.
At least you know what? You know why those Hollywood shows end up sucking, dude? And I figure this out after living here. So what happens is, like they'll you'll get a pilot, and they're like, "Oh, we like it." Well, they'll order 1, 2, 3 seasons, and the original writers will write those seasons. So they're like, "Oh, the original people came up with the idea. We'll put it all together." And then the show does so well, they're like, "Oh shit, we got to extend this." And then they'll get like some other writers, and like where the show would have naturally ended, they don't end it there. They extend it further, and it just becomes like they're trying to fill a pipeline because everyone likes the show, not because the original writers found that much material to write into it. So they get a whole new team of writers, and the show goes to shit, and everyone hates it. I mean, that's what happened with every one of those shows. Sopranos, I even think Game of Thrones, like that last season, I think they just kind of flubbed the end because they added an extra season because everyone wanted it so much.
It's the same reason sequels always suck, because it's never the original people who wrote the movie.
Yeah, Game of Thrones was such a worst ending. It was a worse ending than Sopranos.
Oh yeah, well that's why
the Sopranos was straight depressing, dude.
I think it was Breaking Bad was one, and there was one other one.
Yeah,
those they said we're only writing. The Wire. He's like, I'm only writing 5 seasons. Both the creators of those shows said, I'm only writing 5 seasons. He wrote them all before the first season was even filmed. Like, that's it. That's all you're getting.
See, the worst season or the worst ending to any show ever was the show Lost.
Oh,
it went on for season after season, and it kept getting more intense. Then it got super weird, and then it ended up they all died anyway in the fucking plane crash. What? What did we watch for 9 seasons or whatever?
Oh, dude. There's been some gnarly ones.
That was like a bullshit M. Night Shyamalan movie.
It's like, how do you end? It's like, how do you end it? Could you imagine the writer, like, you're the writer, like, hey, you got to end this. Like, what? I got to be the guy to end Breaking Bad? Or that's a lot of pressure on a writer, man. I mean,
they pay those writers fat dollars. I mean, the writer's strike that had this year, those guys, I mean, look, not all, like everything else, it's feast or famine, right? The guy who's pumping gas isn't a millionaire, but the guy who owns all the stations is. So, like, like the big writers make good money. So, like on those shows, even if you're at one episode of The Sopranos, guy probably made $300,000 for it. I mean, like, like a single episode will get you paid fat if it's a good episode.
Mm-hmm. Wow. I don't know what the scale of pay. I know actors get paid, buku bucks, but I don't know what a good cameraman makes for, like, a head cameraman guy, what he makes on a movie or anything like that, man. Like, that's.
Yeah. Well, I remember like Louis C.K., they offered him to be the head writer of Conan. Okay. And I think he turned it down. And this is going back to like the mid 90s, late 90s. And I think it was $500,000 for the year for whatever, for how many, I don't know how many years. So it's probably $2 million today to write for a season on one of these shows. So some of these shows writers get, they're millionaires. I mean, they make good money.
Honest living. I mean, except California, it's probably
except the
making like
except the
60K
blood smoothies and the eating of infants.
in L.A., not California, L.A.
Randy said it did. You guys are getting it all wrong out here.
Well, okay, but making that much money in L.A. is probably a little.
Making that much money in L.A., you can afford a 1-bedroom apartment.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah. Almost.
Right.
Almost. Yeah. If you have a roommate. If you get a roommate.
Yeah, exactly.
And the guy's sleeping on the couch.
You're struggling on bills. Know that. Like you're riding city transit. You ain't driving.
None of it.
Dude, I mean, what are gas prices out in South Carolina right now, Damon?
About $275-ish.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah.
What are they down there, Randy?
I was $5.89. I saw a place yesterday. And that's down. That's down like $1 from last year.
You pulled over and filled up, bro.
Oh my god, I drank this stuff.
I'll piss it back out later, right into the gas can.
Going ham, dude. I was pouring it into my trunk.
We're like low mid-fours up here.
Jeez, I'll ship you some.
We're like double you, Damon.
What is it in Idaho?
Oh my god, I don't know, man. Everyone here rides dog sleds.
I thought you were saying everyone rode it on their damn horse.
Mostly teams of dogs pulling people around.
Where are you at in Idaho?
I'm in a town called Moscow, Idaho.
Jeez.
It's like the University of Idaho's over here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Go Vandals.
Oh my god, how did you know that?
Because
we know Idaho.
Yeah. I did.
I don't have any friends.
I went to college.
Friends who lived in Idaho.
I went to college for like sports broadcasting and journalism, so like I was like obsessed with all that shit.
Oh, look at you now, man! You got your own show on the internet. You made it.
Yeah, I got a podcast. Yeah, look at me. I'm like one of 32 million other white Caucasian men in this world, man.
Well, look, it's the only place anyone wants to hear from us anymore. We're not allowed on TV.
Yeah.
Do me a favor. Go find me a Netflix special of a straight white male comedian. I'll give you $5. That's not named Matt Rife.
I was gonna say Matt Rife, but yeah.
You know what? I'm
Dave Chappelle is kind of white these days.
Are we over Matt Rife yet?
He moved to Ohio and bumfuck, man. So he's definitely more white than most of them.
Dude, and they only gave Matt Rife a chance because he already had 12 gazillion followers. That's the thing about Hollywood too. They like to take credit, like, oh, this guy's a superstar. It's like he's been famous, and you're just grafting your 20%.
Exactly. You're just
Matt Rife filled up rooms full of people before they fucking put him on Netflix.
It's like jumping in front of a snowball 3/4 of the way down the hill and be like, "We made it!"
Exactly. Yeah. Rounding third base. You're like, look what we did. No, you didn't do any of this.
You're taking California taxes off someone who already built something.
Exactly. Poor Matt Rife. He's doing all right though.
Hey, you know what? Are we done with Matt Rife though?
No, they tried to cancel him. But they didn't give him his 15 minutes. They only gave him 5.
No, but there's like way more funny guys out there.
Oh, well, I mean, look.
I'm not talking crap. No.
Look, I'm not gonna lie. He's a buddy of mine.
Real crap. I mean,
that's fine. He's not my style. I'd much rather listen to you brash ass New Yorkers like you and fucking Ralph any day.
Wasn't Matt Rife a New Yorker?
No. I think he's from Ohio or something like that.
No, he is not. He is not.
He's Midwest. He's Midwest.
If he's not from California, but he's been out here.
I'm looking it up right now. We can't even have that. We can't even have that out there.
Let's see where he's from. I don't think he's from California.
Birthplace.
No, I don't think so.
Michigan.
Shit.
Ohio.
Columbus, Ohio.
You have to take it.
Columbus.
That's your burden to bear.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, it's right in the middle. I can't even. If it was Cincinnati, I'd say it's basically Kentucky. It's Kentucky extended, but it's in the middle.
No. But look, I mean, shout out to Matt Rife.
He said he was born in Columbus.
No, yeah, I'm not talking. I'm just saying.
North Lewisburg?
Yeah.
Where's North Lewisburg?
Says Champaign County, Ohio.
Oh my God, he's down by fucking Urbana. No wonder he had fucked up teeth.
Somebody pointed that out to me.
You ever see like his original photos, man?
Yeah, they told me, like,
Dr. Jekyll. He went from Dr. Jekyll to Mr. Hyde with them grills, man.
Well, Ellie will do that to you, but like you were saying, every comedian is going to draw on their own kind of audience this day and age with the way the internet works. Like it's very rare. I feel like in comedy, you're going to find a guy who's like going to do a Tonight Show appearance and become a thing. Like basically your fans have to find you. You have to build a fan base, and his fan base it doesn't look like you three fellas. I mean, it's like 15 to 25-year-old white chicks.
Right.
Or he's also the cougar.
Which is fine, but he's bringing them into comedy. They might like comedy, and I might come see one of my shows, or you come check out the podcast, whatever. Like, so I'm not mad at him. He's finding comedy lovers that wouldn't otherwise find me. Because I'm telling you right now, 19-year-old women are not looking me up.
Yeah, I mean it is true though. So like, I guess the guys
very good point.
The open forum, they get to expose themselves to a new crowd.
Oh yeah, I know the guys are open for a great. He has a great crew around him. He was good like that. He got on and took a whole fucking army of people with him on the road.
See the thing.
You gotta have a crew, man. You gotta have your crew.
You muted, bro. You muted. You got it so excited you muted yourself.
Sorry. My whole thing is I feel like
Garage beer, buddy.
Maybe I'm all messed up. Garage beer did get it. But I always seem to find like the funnier the guys who I think are the funniest haven't made it as big as him yet.
Well, I think everyone does something on their own time, right? I'm not trying to compare my path to success to his, but I also know that the kind of jokes I tell are not going to be everybody's cup of tea, so I'm going to have to slog it out. He's a good-looking young guy. He's supposed to be on MTV, which he was on, right? He's the kind of guy that would have late spot. My dirty mouth, the way I am, the things I think are funny. You gotta have to see me at a club or on the internet. It's just the way it's going to be. No one's going to have me host. The Academy Awards. I'm too dirty, and I'm fine with that. I
vote we make that happen.
Yeah, it's what I find funny. I don't want to tell jokes I don't find funny, man. Like if I'm not having a good time on stage, why the fuck is the crowd gonna have a good time?
That's kind of how it goes. I vote we campaign for Randy to host.
I mean, let's say you need to be up there like cracking beers, ripping it up, stone cold.
Right. or hey, if not the Academy Awards, at least one of those.
No, AVNs, dude. I actually do the AVNs, the porn awards. That's where I should be.
Yeah,
that's the goal of mine.
I was going to say one of those,
and they don't even have to pay me. They all have to do is show me some tits.
Yeah, I mean, hey, we all love the boobies. I mean,
we could lift up
free boobs.
Hey, we're all foodies. We could pick up our shirts real quick for some funny jokes.
You want to make me laugh, funny man? Make me laugh.
Name of this episode's the 6 tits episode.
Hey, before we get too deep, 6 tits. That should have been the hashtag.
That should have been the hashtag.
Right. Yes.
Typical guys. We prematurely came. God. So real quick, I know I said
on this show.
Yeah, I know I said your name of your podcast, the Ready Set Blow. Talk about where everybody can find you at here, Randy, before we get too
every Wednesday the podcast drops at Ready Set Blow podcast on all the platforms. You can find me on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts, all that jazz is where the podcast is, and you can find me. Instagram's the main platform I use, but I'm on all of them at Randy Valerio, RandyValerio. It's right there on the bottom of the screen if you're looking. Give me a follow. I've traveled all over the country. I think I'm in where am I next? I'm in Austin next week, then Nashville after that. If you want to see any of my tour dates, go to jeffdye.com because I open for him on the road. So if you guys want to see where I'm touring, just go to jeffdye.com.
Yeah, go follow Jeff Dye. Yeah.
Well, now that I'm, I came in some money. I doing some day work. I'll be getting a website up. But in the meantime, go to jeffdye.com for all my tour dates.
Shout out Jeff Dye. Let's go.
Do you have any idea if you'll be up this way, like Berkeley?
So we do.
Fresno,
we do Sacramento and we do Cobb's in San Francisco. I'll let you know when I'm coming back up that way.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I think I did Fresno once a while back. I want to get back up there though. It's a good time, man.
Yeah, Fresno's an easy hop for me. Easy hop.
Just 4 hours.
Just 4.
Hey, I got a question because he did this to me one time on a show. Hey, Tony shows up at one of your shows and he starts heckling you. What's happening?
What's happening? I mean, it depends on what he's saying. You know, if it's something I can
He's
work
talking shit. He's talking shit.
I can work with that.
Where does time go fastest? Where a day goes by, because you're Italian. Boo!
I could work with that. The worst heckling, like the heckling that I can't stand, it's not even heckling. It's when you're like when there's a table up front or table in the room, and the people at it are so drunk and they're talking to each other loud. That's when that's the only time I'll ask them like to quiet down from the stage. Other than that, if someone's talking to me, I'll have a conversation. I'll make it funny. I'll rip them a new asshole. I'll fuck with them a little bit. I'll talk about their girl or whatever's going on in the room. But the one I can't work with is when just people talking amongst each other, because it's not interactive for everyone else in the room. If you're talking up to the stage, I can make it entertaining for the room. If you're just talking amongst each other, you're interrupting the show. You know what I'm saying? So like that's like the one heckle I can't really, or like the one nuisance in a room that annoys me.
That's crazy, man.
We've had enough comics on now to know that everybody's got their own different things that really get under their skin. I think that's a new common question to ask.
One of the last comics we had on, Tony brought up me. I was asking him the next time he was going to be out here so I could go see him and enjoy the damn show. And Tony's like, yeah, he's going to show up and heckle you. And he fucking buried me. In fact, I just had a mustache at the time. He's like, oh, dude, you don't want to do that with that dick duster over your lip. That's how he started. And I'm like, dude, like him and I talk more than 5 times a week. Like, why am I getting buried? Because Tony's the one.
Yeah.
Oh, but he found something right away and he went with it. I mean, you have a real dirty mustache, and it's easy. I mean, think about it. I talk to audiences professionally for a living. Like,
right.
A stranger who it's their one night out talking to a room full of people is not going to be as good at it as I am. They're going to lose that battle. And most they're going to lose that battle to most comics. I don't get upset about it. And honestly, you'd be surprised how little I get heckled. And I actually asked my buddy Jeff, who I toured with one time, I was like, why don't they, ever fuck with me? He's like, dude, look at you. They'll think you're going to come off the stage and hit them. Like I said, what did I say?
Yeah. I would pick on Gabriel Iglesias, but I'm not going to come pick me again.
Right. Looks like you could bench me. I'm not.
You're not going to play around. But also, if you just start talking loud, that's what I'll do. Like if they're murmuring, I'll just raise my voice and they'll eventually shut up. I mean, it's not as bad as you think. And a lot of times, most of the hecklers, like you said, want to. They think they're helping the show. They're like, oh, it's more entertaining this way. It's like, well, I don't think so. But, if you want to become part of the show, I'll make you part of the show. So,
have you ever said it like, all right, to the person in the back that thinks they're helping the show, but they're really counterproducing the show? What do you have to say?
That I've seen comics do that. Does it repeat that? And then just clam up. Like, that's what I thought. And just go back in the show. Or they repeat what they said and it wasn't funny at all. And everyone's like, boo. And then the crowd boos the person. I've seen that a lot. The comics will get the crowd to turn on the person who thought they were helping the show.
That's the best revenge right there.
Yeah.
Sarah goes, they only heckle me behind my back. Shout out Sarah, who's been very active in the comments there too.
So I got a good question before we get out of here. Your biggest influences and who's your favorite heckler responder? Come back from comic history.
Oh, comic history. I mean,
your influences and your favorite heckler.
He's giving me throw this 5-acre cast net out in the ocean here.
I do. I'm sorry.
It's all right. I got you, buddy. I know where you're going.
See, suck it, Tony.
No, that's all right, John. You let you off the hook. I would have buried your ass. He's a liar.
No, because I think about this. I mean, because I was a big comedy fan before I got into it myself. I didn't start comedy until I'm 33. I'm 40 years old now. So, like, I starting out. I mean, my love of comedy really started with George Carlin. I saw his specials in the early 90s.
Right there.
One of my absolute favorites.
This is the smartest, funniest guy I've ever seen in my life, and they pay him millions of dollars. I couldn't believe that was like a job. So I've been, he's kind of was my start in it. My favorite living comic is probably Bill Burr. He's just fantastic. And then as far as comics that give it back, there's a lot of great crowd work guys out there. Ian Bagg, fantastic comic, working with the crowd or hecklers and stuff like that. I mean, shit, a dozen black comics, right? Any of the kings of comedy were amazing dealing with difficult crowds. I'm trying to think. There was one other guy, and I had his name and it slipped me.
Two of my favorites are Bill Hicks and Sam Kinison, man.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it was classic.
Shred people.
Yeah, they were great.
Right.
Yeah. I forget who the one dude. Oh, Ian Bag. That's the dude. He's kind of like black hair, kind of nerdy, wears glasses.
Yep.
That guy is
big guy. Yeah, he's a big Canadian guy. He's probably the best crowd work guy out there. And look, a lot of comedians now are posting their crowd work stuff on TikTok and Instagram and all that.
Right.
That's just bullshit. I mean, Ian Bag, if you want to go see a great crowd work show, go to an Ian Bag show. Or you know who's also great? Big J Okerson.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I've heard of him. Yep. I've heard of him.
So those but I mean, you know, there's so many good comics right now. And the thing is, it's
right.
I tell people, man, as far as live shows go, it's got to be the cheapest, most entertaining thing you could do for $20. I mean, it costs the same as a fucking movie ticket. And you go see a live show, you laugh your ass off, have a few drinks, go home. You know,
and it's longer than a movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's really a really cheap form of entertainment. And think about it too. Like, I mean, it doesn't take much to produce a comedy show. I mean, it takes a lot to get people in a room and a market and all this. But like, it's just one microphone, a stool, and a mic. It's a mic stand, a mic, and a stool. You don't need. It's not like a band. When a band comes into town, you got like fucking 4 trucks worth of audio, video equipment and stuff. It's just I show up and start talking, and that's it. Like there's no. So it seems like a really easy form of entertainment that for a long time was a little overlooked.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, like I've been to a couple and they've been funny, and it's not where I live. It's not really you have to travel, you have to kind of dedicate a whole night to it, you know.
Same here.
But I will agree though. I found out there's a comedy club. Actually, a friend of yours, Ralph Anthony's going to be performing at Massillon, Ohio. I found out there's one. It's like 40-minute drive from here. So I think I want to try to start checking out a couple shows, taking it in. So I just want to find out the guys we have on are going to be in town because it's so close. I can be like, hell, take them some barbecue too. Like, I know you guys ain't eating good. Here, take some barbecue. Come on the podcast. Here's some barbecue. Yeah.
I mean, I've been to a dozen or so local comedy shows. It's just guys who thought they were wanted to be comedians, and shows are way funnier in person.
Oh yeah,
it is such an experience.
There's a group element to it. It's kind of like when you get the crowd rolling, it's kind of like you have like a mob going. You know, like it's like an orchestra. Like, if I'm really rolling on stage, I could take the crowd down and then back up and make the room quiet and then wait for an explosion of laughter. I can, like the laughter setups. Someone will say something at the right time while I'm in the middle of in between jokes that'll make the joke even funnier. Like it's almost like you're a conductor up there, and the laughter is like the music that you're kind of setting up.
Right.
Exactly. If you really get rocking, and it does matter, man. Like I did a ton of outdoor shows during the pandemic, and even if they were, I did an outdoor show for 150, 200 people. They were spread over a field or whatever, but the laughter isn't the same as being in a room. It bounces off the walls. That's why the best clubs are dirty, dark, little places. You're sitting shoulder to shoulder with the next couple because laughter is contagious like that. It kind of rolls over the crowd,
Right.
You don't want to be the only asshole not laughing, and if you miss the joke, then you feel like an asshole because you missed the joke.
Oh yeah, well, especially with my kind of material too, because I like those are some of my favorite jokes that I tell. Like my favorite jokes, I have a bunch of jokes about people being in relationships, my relationships, stuff like that, and I'll see a couple because when you're on stage, you can only see the first like 1 or 2 rows, and then it's black behind that because they have the stage lights on you. But I like watching like when the first 1 or 2 rows, I'll catch a couple that'll be sitting on a table together, and they'll look away and laugh at my joke because they don't want each other to see that they're laughing at it. Those are my favorite jokes to tell because they both identify with it, but it's so they don't want the other person to think they're a bad person for laughing at it.
Right.
So like they're on like their third date and they're looking away laughing. Those are my favorite. Those are my absolute favorite.
Yeah, the old look away.
I've been at concerts and comedy shows where the laughter and or the cheering from the crowd is louder than the PA or system. Where like it almost makes you uncomfortable there because there's so much sound decibels moving. Where you're just like, dude, these people just this is like, if they have a better show than this, like I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, dude, it's I can't imagine. I mean, I've done a theater. I think the most I've ever done is a 1,000 person theater, like a sold out theater, and that's a whole different.
That's huge.
I know, but I couldn't imagine like Burt Kreischer does. I mean, he'll do
Right,
with the Islanders play 18,000 people. I'm like, holy shit! Like how many? I can't even imagine. Like it must take forever to get. Like doing 5 jokes must take 25 minutes because you have to wait for the laughter to die down before you get to the next thing. It takes fucking ever. Like
you just like talk over the roar. Like, all right, stop laughing, shut up. Like,
yeah. I don't know like the timing of that.
Yeah. We do need to take a commercial break before we wrap this up here, Randy. You're more than welcome to stay here. Or we can get you out of here. I know we already went like way past where we said we'd get you out of here of. So,
well, is there anything I got to do, or are you guys cool without me?
We're cool without you. We're just letting you know you don't got to stick around, man. I know you're. Yeah, but no, we have. I know you got a big show probably coming up here tomorrow. Where are you playing at again tomorrow?
Tomorrow, that's a private show up here. I'm going to be at in Idaho, but next week, Austin, Texas, February 1st through 3rd, Cap Cities, Austin, Texas, baby, come out to that.
Austin, Texas. Yeah, I heard that comedy scene in Austin, according to Burley, is really taking off, man. I heard they got some really nice clubs down there. So,
oh yeah, it's going to be a good time. I haven't been back to Austin in a couple of years since the pandemic, so should be wild times.
Nice, yeah.
You gonna wrestle one of them steers?
Is that what you call a gay guy on 6th Street? Yeah, I think so.
Well, you are in Austin. There is a possibility you could see one running on some longhorns. AKA strap on.
I'm going to do what they do in Texas. Have sex with men.
A famous quote of Steers.
You can't get them pregnant.
He got killed in Texas.
A famous quote was Steers and Queers, and I don't see no horns on Austin. So.
Yeah, that's it. Shout out Robert Lee Emery. I mean, let's go, baby.
Gentlemen, thank you for having me on, man. It was a good time.
Randy, you are an absolute legend, man. We got to do this again. And,
absolutely. Anytime you have me.
Yeah, hey, good luck this weekend. Survive Idaho. Hey, them private parties, man, just eat the steak. It's going to be good steak.
Yeah, don't drink the punch. It's spiked.
Yeah, don't drink the punch, but eat the beef, man. It's going to be good beef.
Yeah. Tread lightly, my friend.
All right. The man, the myth, the absolutely funny legend, Randy Valerio. Thank you, man.
Appreciate you, boys.
Thank you.
Appreciate
All
you.
All right, and we will take our commercial break here, and we will be back. And to wrap this up here, won't be very long after this. Sorry, we had a good time there. Got to do what we got to do. We're going to take our commercial break, and we'll be right back after these messages, including Troubadour Spice Blends, who we love very much, and it'll be part of the Give Back giveaway, which we'll go over, and our future schedule. So I'm burping, all that, and one time we nailed it. Hit the cue. Let's go.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, sure. All right, we're mid-show, but it's time for us to have a beer break. Some of us don't have a fridge by our fingertips during this thing, so drink a garage beer, and we'll be right back after this message.
Yeah, like I'm not taking my wife to a game and proposing like that. Yeah, of course she would say yes. Obviously she did.
Yeah. If I met my wife in the muni lot and she she took a butt crack shot off me and we end up getting proposed, we're getting proposed in the muni lot.
A butt crack shot in the. Oh, there it is.
That's love. I mean,
you heard it here first. You heard it here first. Butt crack shots in the muni lot are real love, folks.
I'm going foul. This dude went excessive. Look, watch him yelling in his ear after, he was trying to get his point across.
Yeah,
man, the guy's talking about. Yeah,
and then two more dudes run out like he's a crackhead resisting arrest. Like, no, you're going to jail, Dick.
Security guy saw this as his opportunity to get laid later that evening. He was running to the bar for the highlights of the game. Hey, baby, you ladies are going to want to pay attention to this because I'm going to be taking this guy out here in a second.
What's up, everybody? It's Tony here, and I would like to talk to you about our feature spice blends of the month. Troubadour, spiceblends.com. All kinds of flavors from all around the world. We're going to have them on later this month to get to meet Pete, who develops all of these here. Residential kitchen made, which means handcrafted handcrafted blends. You know what's going in them. Small batch, really high quality. You can get multiple sizes. You can get your 4 ounces. You can go with your 8 ounces. And then if you really like them, you can go up even farther than that. Bulk orders are available. All kinds of flavors from all around the world. Korean barbecue, applewood pork and poultry, Cuban seasoning, shawarma seasoning, on and on and on and on. I can keep going. Always coming out with new flavors, new spices. It's a veteran-owned company and always a great partner of the Dude Network. So please help us out. Try something new. Try Troubadour Spice Blends. For every product you buy this month, you get entered into our monthly end drawing. 1 bottle, 1 entry. So go over to troubadourspiceblends.com and let us know what you tried out. We'd love to hear what you think of these. Hopefully you like them as much as we do. Now back to the show.
Gotta love a good commercial break.
All right, what's up,
I
everybody?
just blew out the back of my seat.
Huh?
I think that Alfredo is working its way down to the guts.
Oh Lord, here we go.
Oh, boy.
Hey, it's just me get the. I don't mind smelling my own farts.
Well, here's the deal. Was it some jarred stuff or did you make it yourself?
I told you what it was. I knew you weren't listening. It was jarred Alfredo with some crema, with some cream, and Tina's European blend. I was trying to say how I made a poor person meal like taste good, but never mind.
Dude, you can do a poor person meal without sacrificing your guts.
I think you know I know how to this. Yeah. You're talking to Prince of Poors, man.
I know.
Prince of Poors.
All you got to do is drive out to one of them almond farms and pick up a little cream.
I didn't feel like making anything for dinner, so I was thankful I was able to whip that up because that was there for like I don't feel like making anything night.
Speaking of dinner,
Speaking of that,
what am I eat tonight?
Cook with Trudeau right now. All right. Hey. By the way, I want to shout out Sarah here. I want to shout out Sarah here one more time.
With the subs? Okay.
No, well, I know. Sorry, I don't know. We'll say they had it all. They had it all. We had it all here for her tonight. She was like really active in the comments. She was new here. Welcome to the Dude Network, Sarah. We thank you very much for keeping all our degenerates company in the minus adventures. You know, she's cool. But all the rest of the degenerates, the dudes over there, company on the chat tonight. So thank you, Sarah, and we hope to see you back. That's all. So, during the end of the giveaway, we were talking about the Troubadour Spice Blends. Let's go over the give back giveaway. We're up to 25 entries. So we have 25 tickets. And so far, those 25 tickets get you either the coal-fired pizza oven, the Frigidaire personal 6-pack fridge, and a Troubadour Spice Blends 5-pack of the 4-ounce 5-pack. So you have one of those 3 options. All you got to do is buy... Yeah, I know you're still here because you're awesome. That's why I said you're cool. You were excluded from that.
You were excluded off the degenerate list.
You're a generate, not a degenerate. So, but we can get this up to 30. We have a new TDN shirt that is getting demoed and made right now. We have a new design that we're really excited about it.
Yeah.
And if we get to 30 entries, so we get 5 bottles of Troubadour, a bottle of Troubadour, and a Garage Beer merch, because it's 4 entries for a merch item from Garage Beer, 1 entry for a Troubadour, and 1 entry for a bottle of Zesty Anything Bagel Seasoning, which I do not have down here right now in my studio, which I should. And yeah, I know. I'm realizing at this moment.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
I got the first ever bottle of Street Corn that Brad signed here in my studio, but I don't have a bottle of Zesty Anything Bagel. But we will be releasing. If we get to 30, we will release this new shirt to a new winner. To a winner, Jesus! If we get to 30 entries,
one lucky winner at 30 entries.
Yes,
gets new special edition, one of a kind TDN shirt,
which will be available for sale on the dudenetwork.com when it goes live, hopefully this year. So
this year, oh boy.
So that's 30. and then I'm just going to treat it like when we get to 40, if we can get to 40, we will add something else.
Yes. We will always double down.
I feel like we should throw like the other item on there because the end of the week is Thursday before the show, so we should probably go ahead and come up with something like right now on the fly live.
For 40?
If we get to 40 entries, you get 15 entries between now and February 1st. I was thinking maybe a nice new apron, like a really nice cooking apron.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I saw one. I had one saved in my cart. It was like a nice denim one.
I have a denim one, and I really like it.
I know.
Really
Something that
like it.
something that you can like, not just like cloth that'll just take on every damn thing. Someone's a little rugged.
We'll go over a few, but a new apron.
All right. So 40 entries. I'm writing this down. 40 entries.
So 30, you get the special edition before anybody else TDN shirt.
Shit, probably before we even get it.
So and how? Yeah. And the what?
I said probably before we even get them.
Probably. Well, in all fairness, these are all
happen. Yeah.
Well, these are all drop shipped. I got nothing to do with the shipping of these.
Oh, we'll get them easy then.
Yeah, say these are guaranteed to get to your
so
doorstep.
we'll go through a Friday. We'll go through a Friday and a Sunday show where both of you have them and I don't.
It's true.
It's not my fault that your awesome recreational area of California does not get you your mail in time.
Recreational, we work our ass off out here in the ag fields, growing a quarter of the food that the rest of y'all consume.
I thought that was recreational, but agriculture, recreational, but
recreation is fun. Ag is work. You know that.
A lot of farmers would call it fun, Johnsy.
I do call it. Well, I call it fun.
My dad loved dairy farming. He cried the day he had to sell his herd, Johnsy. So I don't think that's really nice.
I wasn't coming at Dad, and
I feel like you attacked Jeff Lane. I feel like you told Jeffrey, "Fuck you," right there.
Why would I say that? My middle name.
I don't know why you would say it.
We're already brothers. We're already brothers. My middle name's Jeffrey.
I'm not happy about it. Not happy about it, but this.
Come on, Jeffrey.
Eduardo, you could win a Schmedium if you like that Troubadour tonight. Buy a couple more bottles and send us the receipt. All you gotta do is send Johnsy, me, or Damon a copy of your purchase of either Garage Beer merch, Zesty Anything Bagel, which is available on Amazon or redbeerseasonings.com, or anything from Troubadour on troubadourspicebuns.com, and you get tickets per entry and 4 entries per Garage Beer merch. And next month, we're going to open up the amount of vendors we got, where there's going to be tickets per partner level.
That's right.
Troubadour.
Big things coming, folks. Big things coming.
We're trying to figure out this giveaway stuff, guys. So everyone just bear with us. We're figuring out. We're not going terribly big this month. We want to keep it small, we're really hoping there comes a point where we can, because these are all small businesses we're representing.
Right. Exactly.
So at the end of the day, we got 25 entries. We got 25 items sold to help support small businesses. And that is like freaking awesome. And we thank you for it. But they help us keep the doors open too. They help us fund the giveaways. They help us. And we test the products, folks. We do not sit there and just put all willy-nilly on a seasoning bottle and say, slap me Susan and call it Sally.
That's right.
I don't know what the fuck that meant, but I like it.
I mean, I know what you was putting down.
Yeah, you smelled the salt I was laying out.
Yeah, we're sponging what you're spilling, bud. Don't worry about it.
Hey, I've never heard that. I like it.
That's a Johnson original right there.
Hey, that's a firster right there for me. Yeah, that is an original.
You're here first.
But Randy was awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Randy, again.
Thank you, Burley, for once again hooking us up.
Right. Hey, seriously.
Go
follow Rage and Pillage. Yeah. Because we're just pillaging all his guests anyway.
I think we've given him one Tyler Ray Kendrick. We hooked Burley up with one. Tyler Ray Kendrick was ours. Any other comic you've seen on here is probably because Burley hooked us up. So, yeah, and if you like the comic scene and you want to interview, like, listen to some good podcasts, go check out Rage and Pillage podcast. He's always interviewing comics. It's pretty good stuff. And he got a new co-host. Shout out Drink O'Clock. Drink O'Clock Pod is the new our friend of the show, Rob. So Rob and Burley have joined forces.
Rob ABV, let's go.
That's a good fit for Burley. I'm really happy.
Right.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep. So, Nigel, I saw you actively and working the YouTube comments there tonight. Saw you're newer, so thank you for hopping on and joining on. Randy was awesome. Just had a hell of a week, guys. Got the Royal Rumble tomorrow night. Don't normally watch the wrestling, but I watched Raw Monday to gear up for going over to the neighbors.
Oh, I missed it.
Man.
Dang it.
I'm taking. Well, it's tomorrow night's the Rumble. You can watch.
I know,
Raw.
but I love watching it in succession. Like
Yeah,
a couple before.
I got caught up on the storylines Monday.
That's the thing. It's a drama. It's like watching soaps back in the day, but it's beautiful. I'm here for it.
I know there's still some dudettes watching. I hope they do the women's Royal Rumble first so I can get that bullshit out of the way because it sucks. Yeah, it's the worst of the worst. I know they have to do it, but it's like, God, I know you have to do it. Like we know that it's a forced event. We all know that to be compliant, you have.
I'm speaking for myself, but
Yeah.
I believe Damon's right behind me, and dudettes, we are not behind Tony in that. We love all things dudettes, and we're glad you guys are all here.
Women wrestling. There's some very talented women wrestlers, but Royal Rumble, it's a skill, it's an art.
Dude, you know what we need to do? We need to get a women's slap boxer on, dude. There are some absolute monsters.
I want the one that's viral. That blew the girl a kiss.
Yes, and dropped her.
Everything she had and went, and then just buried her.
Yeah, a lot of them are a lot of them are from another country, so they don't even speak English.
There ain't. I mean, no offense to the American women, but
no doubt.
You got to be
listen. But here's the other thing:
you're trying to make
almost every other country in school grows up learning English.
So, I know, but I mean, a lot of it's still broken though.
It's all right. I just want to talk about how she barely even moved. Looked at her, and buried, and I mean, devastatingly buried her opponent.
I think it would be awesome in broken English because you'd hear like the funniest chorused comments, like, "I do not know. I see face. I punch it. They go to sleep." Like,
and here's the other thing. Here's the other thing. If you're watching, please come on the show. And if you're the girl who got buried, please come on the show. We'd love to interview you about how you felt in public. How you felt about being blown a kiss and dropped.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, she don't remember that. She probably don't remember the last 30 minutes before that too. They probably slapped all the short-term memory out of her fucking brain.
Dude, that was it was rough. It was rough.
No, it was not. It was beautiful.
It was. So beautiful. After that one, my favorite knockout of all time was Dan Henderson versus Michael Bisping in MMA, UFC back in the day. Bisping from Australia or England talks so much crap, dude. And Dan Henderson was definitely looked like he would whoop his ass.
Bisping was an American too, I'm pretty sure.
Man. No, he was from England, I'm pretty sure.
Fact checking.
It said Australia, but I'm almost 90% sure it's England. Anyway, Michael Bisping, Dan Henderson punched him and was coming back because Michael Bisping was swinging. And Dan Henderson just did this spinning backhand knock to his face and dropped that dude. And then when he realized he was down, he turned around and all 200 and whatever pounds of him jumped in the air. And the first thing with all that weight that touched Michael Bisping was Dan Henderson's fist to his face. And then he just, I don't know, 3 or 4 more times before the ref got to him. The dude was already done.
Yeah.
And he woke up like, I don't know, like 20 something seconds later, sitting on the ground asking if he won. Like he had no clue what had just happened. One of my favorite knockouts of all time, period. End of discussion.
Bisping, so everybody I like the fact check Johnsy. It's a wild card, but technically you're right. Technically. He was born on a British military base in Cyprus.
Well, when he said he was
but so he was British. His dad or mom was in the British military, so he's a British army brat.
Yeah.
So yeah, Britain, yeah. It's all right. I honestly, Bisping, I got him mixed up. I was like, this guy is white. There was like the bald, like Milano colored dude that I thought his name was Bisping.
No.
That was a heavyweight that had to reign there for a while.
Hey,
but
anybody still watching, go back and look up that fight. Dan Henderson knocking out Michael Bisping back in the day in UFC. It is it's so good.
My favorite was when Stipe Miocic came over, and he was supposed to be this big, bad mother trucker, and he got knocked out so bad his knee did some weird stuff in the
dude. Like, yes, dude.
Yeah, like it was.
I was barely okay.
He was knocked out,
that.
His foot planted, but he was so limber, his whole body
spun, but his foot stayed in the same
was
spot.
backwards, and his knee was the other way, and his body was bending over. It was like a scorpion leg twist.
That's how limp he was.
That was my favorite knockout of UFC.
That's a good one. I have another top one.
I watched that live. I remember watching that live in college.
So did I.
Stipe was supposed to be the next big thing.
I cringed, dude. It was rough watching that. Like I've hurt my knees, and that was so devastating. One of my other favorite ones is I loved George St. Pierre, and there was this one time he came back in for like a second round, and they like touched gloves. They both backed up, and then George St. Pierre came flying across with a knee and hit the dude right in the face, and that was it. Done. There were some good ones back in the day.
Flying you in the face.
Chuck Liddell's old fights back in the day.
Him and Tito went balls to the wall.
Yeah.
By the way,
dude, that cut on Tito's forehead during that match was unreal, dude.
By the way, this is an option on here. It strictly helps if you want to donate to the giveaway cause. It's on here. I turned it on because it said we could. We will never ask for this, but thank you, Lynn. And I tell you what, because you did this.
No, fun fact. That is, I got it.
She's not the first.
Right.
She's not the first, but she did it live during show. Burley did one once. Rage and Pillage did one.
And so did Robert Race live.
But tell you what, we're going to give you an entry for next month. And we'll make this a rule and stipulation for next month that if you donate, we'll give you entries to the Give Back giveaway.
So not for this month, but for February. Love it.
We'll work on that. We got business meetings. Believe it or not, folks, we do business meetings every Monday. And we got a lot. And honestly, Monday is going to probably suck for these guys because it's going to be a lot of Give Back giveaway to cover. Because we're trying to make this bigger. I think this is the future. We're going to be giving away more than. We don't want to be giving away a 12-inch coal-fired pizza. We want to be giving away like an actual pizza oven, like Domino's one in your yard. You know, that's what we want. We want to give you a Domino's one day. But Lynn, this was very awesome of you. You have always been an unbelievable supporter.
Huge supporter. We're seriously super appreciative of you.
Yeah, and it's not
everybody.
Just for, But, I know that she's always buying the stuff that we bring on. She's supporting our guests. She's doing content with it. We owe everything to Lynn, and she's amazing. And you all are amazing. Johnsie's amazing. Damon's amazing. We couldn't do it without any of you. That is a fact. The fact that 7 of you are still watching, 8 of you are still watching on Facebook, YouTube without anything else is just you guys. I like your poor decision skills. I really like them. I like them very much.
Yeah, appreciate you.
So, Damon, Johnsy, you guys got a big one Sunday. and that is. Sorry, I meant to
Bentley,
do this earlier.
Bentley Barbecue's on.
Bentley
The
Barbecue.
viral barbecue man himself.
That's
The
right.
viral barbecue man himself. That's
So
right.
good.
He is. Yeah, so good.
So good.
So good. But everybody, check us out all over the place, and we love you. You don't have to buy anything to be here. We just have it there available for you. It is free to watch and free to consume and free to enjoy. And our community is free. Our friends are free. Everything's genuine. That's also free. So don't ever get our giveaways twisted with us milking you for your hard-earned dollars.
All those go to the small businesses that you're buying from, period.
Yeah, it's just our way to create some fun stuff to give back to those that support small businesses, but it is never needed. We love you guys, and we will see you next time. Let's go.